Felix had always considered himself a practical man. When the Galactic Salvage Auction listed lot 4371 a derelict human freighter from the third expansion era for 1 credit, he knew something was catastrophically wrong with it. No ship, not even a floating coffin, sold for pocket change unless it was irradiated haunted or about to explode. But Felix had exactly 1 credit to his name after his last cargo run went sideways, and beggars couldn't afford to be suspicious. The wandering star hung in the junkyard orbit like a corpse, its hull scarred by micrometeorite impacts and solar radiation. The Krillian dock master had laughed when Felix transmitted the purchase confirmation, his mandibles clicking with amusement. Good luck, human. Last 3 buyers didn't even make it past the airlock. Felix ignored him. Humans had a reputation in the galaxy for being stubborn, reckless, and somehow surviving situations that would kill any sensible species. He intended to maintain that tradition. The airlock groaned as it cycled, 50 years of disuse evident in every grinding mechanism. Felix stepped aboard with his scanner active, checking for hull breaches and radiation. The corridors stretched before him, emergency lighting flickering weakly. Everything appeared structurally sound, which only deepened the mystery. Why had this ship been abandoned? He made his way toward the bridge, passing through crew quarters frozen in time. Personal effects still decorated the walls, photographs of Earth, handwritten letters, a child's drawing of a starship. Whatever had happened here, the crew had left in a hurry. The bridge door was sealed. Felix overrode the lock with his universal key, and the door hissed open. He froze. A girl sat in the captain's chair, watching him with eyes that literally glowed like molten gold. She appeared human mostly. Long silver hair cascaded over her shoulders, but scales shimmered along her neck and arms, iridescent in the dim light. When she smiled, Felix saw fangs. Small horns curved from her temples, and behind her, a long tail swished lazily. "Took you long enough," she said in perfect galactic common. "I've been waiting 53 years for someone brave enough, or stupid enough to actually board this ship." Felix's hand moved to his sidearm. "What are you?" "Evelyn," she replied, standing gracefully. She was tall, almost matching his height. "And I'm the reason this ship only cost you 1 credit. The Galactic Council classified me as a prohibited xenobiological entity. Anyone harboring me faces immediate execution. You're a dragon?" Evelyn laughed, the sound unexpectedly warm. "Dragon girl, technically. Bioengineered by the Zalther Collective during the Gene Wars. They wanted living weapons creatures with human intelligence and draconic physiology. The project was shut down when humanity discovered what they were doing to kidnapped colonists. I was the only prototype who escaped." Felix lowered his weapon slightly, but didn't holster it. "Why didn't you just leave?" 50 years is a long time. The ship's AI was programmed to protect me," Evelyn explained, gesturing around the bridge. "It created a containment field that would kill anyone who tried to take me by force, but it couldn't sustain both the field and life support indefinitely. The crew evacuated, hoping humanity would send help. They never came. The AI finally gave up 3 cycles ago when you purchased the ship. It recognized you as the legal owner. So I own a wanted criminal." "You own a person," Evelyn corrected sharply. "One who's very good at engines, navigation, and yes, occasionally breathing fire. Your choice what happens next, Felix." He blinked. "How do you know my name?" "The AI pulled it from your purchase credentials. We've had 53 years to get good at security systems." Felix studied her carefully. Every species in the galaxy had warned humans about getting involved in others' conflicts, about harboring refugees from genetic experiments, about the consequences of defying council law. But looking at Evelyn at the hope barely concealed behind her defensive posture, he remembered why humans had a reputation for being reckless. They also had a reputation for being loyal. "Can you really fix engines?" he asked. Evelyn's eyes widened. "Better than any mechanic you'll find in 3 sectors. And the fire breathing? Completely controllable, mostly." Felix finally holstered his weapon and extended his hand. "Then welcome aboard the Wandering Star, Evelyn. She's ours now, but we're going to need to make some modifications if we're running from the Galactic Council." She stared at his hand for a long moment before taking it. Her grip was warm, almost feverish. "You're insane. They'll hunt us across the entire galaxy." "Probably," Felix agreed. "But humans have been running from someone since we first looked up at the stars. Might as well have good company while we do it." He grinned. "Besides, I paid a whole credit for this ship. I'm not about to let the Council take my investment." For the first time in 53 years, Evelyn smiled without reservation. "The Council has been trying to exterminate bioengineered beings for a century. They have fleets, armies, surveillance networks spanning 1,000 worlds. And we have a human and a dragon girl on a ship held together by spite and determination." Felix replied, moving to the pilot's console. "I like our odds," as the wandering star rumbled to life, ancient engines firing for the first time in decades. Evelyn took her position at the engineering station. Through the viewport, the junkyard fell away, and the stars beckoned. The galaxy would soon learn what every species eventually discovered. Humanity didn't just survive impossible situations. They thrived in them. And when they found someone worth protecting, not even the entire Galactic Council could make them back down. Felix set course for the Outer Rim, where the Council's authority was more suggestion than law. Beside him, Evelyn's scales glimmered with reflected starlight. "Felix," she said quietly. "Yeah, thank you for being stupid enough to buy this ship." He laughed. "Thank you for being interesting enough to make it worthwhile." The wandering star jumped to faster-than-light speed, carrying its unlikely crew toward freedom, adventure, and whatever impossible odds the universe wanted to throw at them next. Humanity, after all, had never been good at accepting impossible.